Hey guys, Anthony here with a quick video update on some of the things I did in the runaway camper. A lot of them were implemented based on the ideas given to me on my last few videos that I did, where you guys gave me some comments on how to better structure this runaway camper. When I did the few videos on bugging out and being ready and having gear staged and having gear at hand where you could grab at a moment's notice and be gone if you had to, if it came down to you having to leave your home. And I said, that was a last ditch, a last effort for me, because my plans are to stay put as long as I can, but if something did force me to leave, I wanted to be ready at a moment's notice. Went to Costco tonight, just was walking around buying some stuff with the wife, and I came across these. They're Duracell flashlights. You get this pack, you get 3 flashlights. They're a max of 250 lumens each, which is great. They come with the 3 AAA batteries for each light, and I got the pack for $19.99. I thought that was a great deal. Actually, I have one on right now on low mode, just giving some light into the camper so you guys could see better. I also have my little Gorilla torch hanging that I'm going to do a review on. That's also a headlamp as well. And then I have my little emergency light that kicks on when it picks up motion, my motion sensor light. But I thought these flashlights were a great deal. You got a low mode, which I'm not sure what the lumens is. It's got to be at least 100. And then 250 lumens is your second click. And then a strobe is your third click, and then off is your last click. So, you got a pretty good aircraft aluminum light that you could keep, buy inexpensively, $20 for 3 of them. I thought it was a steal, and, put them everywhere. And so I'm going to be testing this one out for a while, let you guys know how I like it. In the camper, I have the box of gear, which you guys saw in the last video. I haven't done a detailed video on it yet, but I plan to. What I did was I added to that, and a couple of comments that I received said, rather than have stuff on your shelves in your garage that you had to pull out of or pull down the totes and then put them in the camper, why not have the camper loaded with some gear that you could keep on the camper most of the time? That's what I did last weekend. I just put some items like trash bags to do crap in if I had to, with my toilet. I loaded up some gear in my Camelback mule pack that has first aid on it. So if I'm sitting in the back of the camper here like I do now, I'm laying on my side of the camper, looking towards where the AC is. There's the door to enter the camper. I packed a toiletry bin, which is right here, and I'll do videos on this, but it's got all the essentials for, again, toiletries, hygiene. It's got some, medicines in it, aspirin, stuff like that. The next bin over here, the smaller tote right there, has got coffee and tea and, powdered drink mixes and plastic forks and spoons and stirrers and, everything you'd need for, like, beverages, salt, pepper, stuff like that. That little bag there, hammock bag, has some rope and gear and stuff like that in it. Then again, I got my shovel and my axe back behind the door there. And what I did was I hung some items just with some hooks, like this little one here. I have a fire steel hanging from it. I have a small aluminum, just a cheap aluminum cup that I picked up in the grocery store, right there. So I have a cup at easy reach. I have a really cool headlamp that I got in Home Depot. I think 2 for $10. They're 100 or 200 lumens each. Just a whistle. So I screwed in some, just some hooks here where you could see, and just made some room for gear. I hung, instead of my knife being on the top shelf, I hung it from a hook here, and it's in a a Kydex holster, so I could just pull it right out if I need it, and that's right by the door. And then I've got, my hat hanging up here. a dry bag behind that, rolled up and ready to go. I have a small dry bag here with some gear on it that I had in the front cargo area. Alright guys, along the wall opposite of where I lay down, I've got some toilet paper there right by the door. I've got an ammo can, a large ammo can, filled with cooking gear in it. I've got a small toolbox with some gear in it. There's a gun cleaning kit there. There's a small little pouch with some tools, a roll of paper towel. And then what I did in the back here, I don't know if you'll be able to see it with the light situation in here. I'll have to see when I upload this. I hung a hook in the corner there. These are just above the seats that I have in the back of the camper. And I hung a hook back in that corner. Okay? Then I bought one of these expandable bars that you place like in your car, across the back of the car, where you could hang like your clothing if you're traveling. It's an adjustable, so you could do it to different lengths. So what I did was I just hung the hooks up at each side, and then the bar itself had a hook on it, which you see there. So I just hooked it over the little hook I put up, and I made a little area where I could hang stuff, up. And you see there I got a sleeping bag hanging from there. I'm gonna use it for some other things, but I thought it would be a good idea to have that. I got my shirt that I wear all the time when I'm in the camper hanging on it. I put a hook up with my Nalgene bottle. I have my pack, my Kelty hip pack hanging right there, and then I have a little stopwatch and it's a little clock as well. So that goes right where I lay down by my head here, so I could just reach up and see what time it is, grab my shirt or whatever. And this is my a little area here. Then if I pull this pillow away, I'm trying to give you guys some good light here, just excuse me for a minute, and I get down low so you guys can see back underneath the seat. This is the little seat that runs across, that's removable in the camper, but I keep it in there. I have my cast iron cookware that you could see there. It's in that black bag. Then I have a tarp just above that. I don't know if you can see the tarp there. Then I have a little Army GI bag with rope and tent pegs, different things like that in there. And then I found this little Tupperware drawer that I had in the garage. And what I did was I loaded it with all my clothing, socks, underwear, pants, shirts, belt, an extra belt, towels, hand towels, bath towels, washcloths, bandanas, everything that I would need clothing wise. It fits perfectly under that seat right there. So I just rolled up the little bench seat there, and now I have access to what's under there. And then behind the benches, I'll show you what I have back there. Just a second. All right. This is my military sleep system that I just keep on there. Move that. In fact, let me just come back and move these pillows and I'll show you what's back here. All right, guys, I moved the cushion, so there's my little bench seat that the cushions go on. Okay, I have a fold-out table that stays perfectly behind there. I have my Burton butane single burner stove that I carry back here. I have my Husky multi-item toolkit that I built, or Go Kit you call it. I haven't done a video on it yet, but it's right there. I have another tarp behind that. I have a machete right there, and then I added 2 more walking poles, trekking poles that were in the front cargo area, along with my big wooden trekking pole that I keep on the camper. And so I got a lot of gear on here that's ready to go. And in the front job box, I loaded that with a lot of fuel and things that I need to run the stove, those little canisters that run my my propane stove, alcohol stove, stuff like that. All that fuel and stuff is in the front cargo box. So essentially, I would just have to throw in this camper, some food, some water, some firearms, things of that nature, and almost, be ready to go. There's some medical already on here, and I could hook up and go. And a lot of these items are ready in the camper, and they're on here and ready to go. I know I talked about the large ammo can that I keep, you know, on the floor here right next to me by the underneath this window. I'll take the lid off and just show you quickly what's in here. My large Coleman thermos that I did a review on, some matches, some trash bags, my GSI cook set. There's a bottle under there, an Nalgene bottle that I could put you know, alcohol in if I wanted to, you know, to drink. There's a mess kit, and then there's pot cozies below that for the different size pots and canteen cups that I have in here as well. And then there's a little just an empty coffee bin with some miscellaneous items in it. So this little ammo can acts as a pretty nice cook pot center for me, cooking center. And so that's what I use it for. And then you flip the handles under, and it makes a little side table right here. Makes a little side table, and I can, if I'm in the camper laying down, I can put a drink on there, a hot cup of tea, coffee, and you know, it's like a little table for me, like a little coffee table almost. And so that's some of the, you know, modifications I made, guys, and a lot of them were for your comments. And the main thing was put items on and keep them on the camper so you don't have to really load it when you have to bug out, if and when you have to bug out. Or even when I go camping, I don't have to put too much stuff on here. It'll be ready to go. So let me know your thoughts and questions. I can go into individual videos on what I have in here, but I would say I have, you know, 70% of what I need already on here. I would just have to add some items in a hurry, because there's a lot of items in these bins and boxes that I have on here that contain a lot of gear. So food, water, you know, firearms would be added, and I'd be almost ready to go. And so thanks to you guys. I appreciate the comments and all the questions and all the great advice. This is Anthony signing off. Take care. Stay ready.